Hello, and welcome to an impromptu week 13, I guess now midweek preview. I just want to go through these matches really quickly. Stalling at work, you know how it is. Um, let's start at the bottom. The bottom. Neil versus Shahil. Neil versus Shahil. Um, Neil gets to Energon's at a very opportune time. No Lamar Jackson, no Tank Dell, no Ramondre. Um, I'd argue that Shahill should start Jordan Addison here, but who knows what he'll do. Um, Human Spirit needs a W, and they also need to have more points for than the Cavalry. Or they need Shirag to win against Nav. I probably should have plotted out these playoff scenarios before I started this call. So essentially, Neil needs to win, and he needs Shirag to beat Nav. Or if he wins, he needs to outscore Nav's points for by 20, currently at 25. So yeah, he needs to outscore Nav by 25 or more. Or he needs to win, and he needs Shirag to beat the Cavalry. Um, and that seems very doable. The first part of that, at least. Neil getting the win. That seems pretty doable. Caleb versus Kirk. Kirk is ass. James Conner versus Tyrone Tracy. Tracy's a pretty nice player. Nice young player in a tough offense right now. Connor's coming off some injuries. I give the edge here to Tracy, actually. Um, Kyren against Chubb. We got to give the edge to Kyren. AJ Brown against Tyreek Hill. AJ Brown gets the Panthers. Tyreek Hill gets Sauce Gardner. Tyreek's having a not so great season. Um, AJ Brown also has gone through some injury struggles. Had some up and down weeks. We'll push here. We'll push AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill. Cooper Kupp against Devontae Adams. Wow, some insane wide receiver matchups in this one. Cooper Kupp was having a really good resurgence until last week, and Devontae has had he's put together back-to-back weeks of solid numbers. I'll go with Devontae here. I like his target share in the Jets offense right now. He's getting a lot of targets. They're probably gonna have to throw to keep up with the Dolphins. I'll take Devontae there. But then I'm taking David Njoku over Cade Otton. I know how good Cade is, but Jameis is playing at a different level right now. Um, I'm going to take T. Higgins over Pacheco because I think Pacheco will still be brought on a little slowly, and the Chargers' run D is pretty solid. Um, Sanders and Aubrey, very interesting. I'll go Aubrey here. They're playing the Bengals. Um, and then Philly against Seattle. I like the Philly defense against the Panthers. Um, so yeah, Shahill is winning only with Tyrone and Devontae, in my opinion. Um, Shahill is playing for toilet bowl implications. We got 3, 4, and 9 teams. If Shahill loses, he risks dropping down to the 11th spot, which would give him a toilet bowl bye if he loses. So winning is pretty important for Shahill, actually. I don't know. I hope he knows that. All right, moving on to West versus Richard, the most intriguing matchup of the week, playing for a bye. Very huge, very massive implications here. And we already got some numbers on the board. David Montgomery, solid as ever. Dude is a fucking machine. Double digit numbers the whole season except for 1 week. Absolutely insane consistency. Um, Giving Wes a nice early lead. But let's go through the matchups here. We got Kyler versus Josh Allen. I'm gonna take Josh Allen here. Kyler's been pretty up and down. He's had a rough 3 weeks. He was doing pretty well for a little bit, but Seattle held the Cardinals to 6 points a couple weeks ago. So this a week he gets them at home, so maybe he'll do better, but I don't think he's gonna outscore Josh Allen. Gus Edwards against KC, not great. Bijan over Najee. I mean, Bijan will probably get fed. But Najee, he had a good week last week. He got some against, I guess it was against Cincinnati, but he had some good volume, good touchdown production. But I'll also take Bijan here. I'll take Bijan. Brian Thomas against Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, no question. Jamar Chase against Dallas. Dallas has been playing better lately, but I don't think Trayvon Diggs can cover Jamar Chase or whoever the Cowboys' number one corner is at the moment. Good Jamar. DJ Moore against DK Metcalf. Two wide receivers who are both injured. Both did not practice Thursday. Today will tell a lot of the story here. So we'll push here. We'll push DJ Moore against Metcalf. Kittle against Bowers. Wow. The number two tight end against the number one tight end. I know Kittle had a rough week last week. That was on the road in Buffalo. Bowers is an absolute monster. Bauer gets the Tampa Bay defense, probably one of the worst defenses in the league. Kittle gets the Bears defense, a pretty solid defense, but Kittle is a matchup nightmare. But we'll take Bowers here. We'll take Bowers over Kittle. Ladd against Kenneth Walker. Very interesting. So Ladd torched the Falcons last week. He's been on a tear the last month, doing pretty well. Got a couple injuries himself. He gets the Chiefs defense this week. Let's see how he did the first time around. First time around, he had 15.2 against the Chiefs defense with a touchdown. So I'm gonna take Ladd here. I'm gonna take Ladd over KW3. KW3 also got some injuries, didn't practice yesterday. Maybe he'll practice today, but even if he plays, you figure you're still gonna split carries with Charbonnet. Dicker against Ryland. We're taking Dicker. Dicker is an absolute beast. Torched the Falcons last week. Chargers didn't score an offensive touchdown last week, but Cameron Dicker went, let's see, 3 of 3. And then the extra point was from that pick six. Dicker's a very, very good player. We're taking Dicker over Chad Ryland, who's been solid for the Cardinals, but I don't trust that offense yet. And we got the Giants defense. Wow. Giants defense against the Buffalo defense against the Rams. I don't like either of these starts. I know the Buffalo defense is pretty solid. I think the Rams at home play really well on offense. The Giants defense is horrendous. I think they just put like half of their starters on IR, including Dexter Lawrence. I do not like either of these defensive starts. So we'll give a push there. I'm gonna go with Richard here. I just don't trust Brian Thomas and DJ Moore that much, or KW3. I think Dick has the edge at most positions. I think he'll put up a good amount of points, and I think he'll secure the 2 seed and get the bye. All right, moving on to the Cavalry versus. Actually, let's cover that one last. That one's pretty important. Let's go to Daniel versus Arjun. Arjun's team has been on the upwards trend lately. Been putting up some good numbers. Thanks to Jerry Judy, and Puka, the return of Puka. Very nice. Darnold's had some good weeks. This is a team that you don't really want to face in the toilet bowl, that's for sure. But I'm gonna take the actually, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna take Three Clown Monty to win here in an upset. I don't really trust NWI. I know he's been scoring touchdowns, but I just don't trust him to keep doing well as he's been doing. I very much think that this Jameson number will outscore NWI. Puka, I'm gonna take Puka over Jason, but Jason is ascending. Very good player, very good young player. I'm gonna take Puka. Chase Brown over Etienne, no questions there. Gibbs over Rashad White. Although if Bucky doesn't play, then Rashad White might be in for a 20 touch kind of day. So let's keep tabs on that. We'll take Hurts over. Actually, I don't know, man. Oh yeah, okay, fine. We'll take Hurts over Darnold. Darnold could go for 400 against the Falcons defense, but Hurts plays the Panthers defense, so he might have a field day there as well. We still don't have a tight end in for Arjun, but Freiermuth is a waiver wire pickup. He had a good week last week. Yeah, he's solid. Number 16 tight end. Gone through some early season struggles, but we know Patty Fries is capable of putting up good numbers. We'll push this for now though, because we don't know who Arjun is starting. Judy against Marvin Harrison Jr. Judy, I don't even know what happened last week, but this man he played like a man possessed. Actually, the last couple weeks, two out of the last 3 weeks, he's put up 25 plus 40 last week. I know we have those bonuses in place, but I think even without those bonuses, it was still like 36 points and half PPR. So Judy is a scary guy to be playing against, even against Pittsburgh. Um, so yeah, we're taking Judy there. Parker Romo, who I believe is not no longer the starter as of this call. So I'm sure DK will find a new kicker. Jason Myers, how's this guy been playing? Number 17 kicker. He's been pretty solid all season. Seahawks offense has been up and down. Um, we'll push this for now since we don't have a finalized lineup. KC defense against the Minnesota defense. Very interesting matchup here. Um, KC defense is good, but it's not like they generate that many turnovers. They're just a really solid, well-coached defense. The Vikings defense does generate a lot of turnovers, and the Falcons love to turn the ball over with the quarterback who leads the league in both interceptions and fumbles. I'll take the Minnesota defense over the KC defense here. Um, with all that being said, though, I like Arjun to pull off the upset here as long as he finds a capable tight end. I think this will be a surprise dub for Three Clown Monty. All right, moving up to the Chuba Troopers versus the Pack bye week. They changed that name. The Packers have put Peyton in a very good spot to avoid this toilet bowl bye. Josh Jacobs, 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love with a solid game. Um, Tucker Kraft with a touchdown. Um, and then, on the other side, we got Jaden Reed putting up a 0, 1 target. Insane. Number 8 wide receiver in fantasy. Maybe not. Maybe this guy is facade. Sam Laporta had an okay game. Had 5 catches on 7 targets, 54 yards. With the tight end production these days, it's not a terrible game. But even when Abbott puts his kicker and defense in, I still like Peyton to pull off the upset here. Chuba Hubbard's role will now be splitting carries with Jonathan Brooks. I'm sure Hubbard will still have the majority of the carries, but Brooks eating into that workload will hurt Chuba. The Chargers are a really solid pass defense, so I don't think Mahomes will have that good of a day. James Cook should have a nice day against the Rams, but I think with the cushion that Peyton has built, like, you're taking James Cook over Dowdle. I'll take Mike Evans over Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson over Juwan Jennings, Breece Hall over the 0. Um, I like Peyton to win here. Um, and then we come to me versus the ATL 69ers, the Airballers versus the 69ers. What did Jason's team do on Thursday night? The Lions D put up a dud because they're missing like 7 starters. I don't know if Jason knew that going in. Man has clearly not been doing his research about defenses this year. Jake Bates had a really nice night, put up 12 points, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown had a rare dud. Although the last couple of weeks he hasn't been that great. Not scoring touchdowns, still getting a decent amount of targets and catches, but not scoring any touchdowns. So Amon-Ra put up 7.8. Baker against Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow here. Baker's kind of gimpy, kind of injured. Swift against Aaron Jones. Is Swift playing? I'm about to sub this man out. Swift is a DNP on Thursday, so it might be subbing this guy in. Aaron Jones against the Falcons defense. I mean, what are we talking about here? Aaron Jones over whoever I put in here. Achane against Pollard. Achane Mooney against CeeDee Lamb. Um, CeeDee Lamb against the Bengals defense, you'd think he should be in for a good day as long as he doesn't sub out mid-game because of some phantom injury. So I'll take CeeDee over Mooney here. Drake London against Amon-Ra. I'd like to think Drake London will put up more than 8 points, but who knows? Hawkinson against Kelsey. Uh, Probably Travis Kelsey here. He's still the number one passing option in the offense right now. So I'll take Kelsey over Hawkinson, who has to compete with JJ and Addison. Shakir against MVS. MVS kind of scary, man. Kind of been going off lately. Touchdowns in 3 straight games. Deep ball threat. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shakir is kind of like that, he's like that 8 to 10 points a week kind of guy. 5 points last week in snowy weather. Plays in the dome this week. Hopefully he puts up better numbers. I'll push here. Shakir and MVS. Boswell against Jake Bates. This is quite the battle. Boswell is a number one kicker. Number one kicker in that Arthur Smith offense, just like Young Koo was the last 3 years. I like Boswell to at least tie Jake Bates here, if not put up more. The Detroit defense against, yeah, I like the Cardinals to. Cardinals defense is sneakily good. I like them to put up more than the Lions here. So I think I can get a dub here. It's definitely going to be a tight matchup. The running back situation is not great for me, obviously, but I think I got the edge of wide receiver. I think it'll probably just come down to the bottom half here. So Shakir through Boswell through Cardinals D. But I actually like myself to get a dub here. We'll see what happens though. All right. Coming back to the Cavalry versus the Duke of a Hospital. Um, this is the marquee matchup of the week. Rags is currently going through it right now. He made that trade for Neighbors and Gorendo. I still think it was a good trade, even if Neighbors doesn't play. I mean, you have to win to get in. So I can't worry about Nico being there for you after this week. You got to win this week. So I still think it was a good trade. I think Gorendo will get the lion's share of the carries. There's still a chance that Malik Neighbors plays. Who knows? It might just be game time decision. Might suit up against the Saints. So all is not lost for Rags here. He's starting Braylon Allen currently, who had 7 touches last week. Um, I expect that to change. I don't think Rags is going to leave Braylon Allen in here. I mean, personally, I might start Charbonnet, or even Sincere McCormick against the Bucks defense. Who knows if Madison or Demir are out again? Who knows? Who knows there? But I don't think we really need to talk about the matchups here. I think it's pretty clear who has the edge. Nav is very heavily dependent now on the Dolphins offense. He's got Tua, Waddle, Jonnu Smith, who have all been producing. The Dolphins offense has seen some good weeks recently. They play the Jets at home. Always good to play in Miami at this time of year. Jets have probably been playing in frigid conditions, and now they go down to like, I don't know what, 67-degree weather in Miami. Don't know how hot it's going to be there, but very different weather and conditions from New York. So I like the Dolphins to put up a good number there. The Jets defense has fallen off ever since Saleh got fired. Um, Finns should put up a good matchup. You got Saquon against the Panthers. Oh my goodness. If I were Rags looking at this shit, I would be really sad because these matchups are just insane for Nav. Pickens against Cleveland. How did he do a couple weeks ago? At 6.8. But Pickens is the number one guy in Pittsburgh. I think Russell will feed him, and I think he'll put up at least double digits. Yeah, this is going to take some sort of Herculean effort from Rag's squad, some sort of David versus Goliath kind of story to get this done. This guy's starting the Buccaneers defense. I mean, I understand that they're playing the Raiders, but it's the Bucs defense. McLaughlin, very solid kicker. McBride. McBride can actually match Shoney. McBride's been number 3 tight end. Very solid numbers for the past couple weeks. I think, yeah, McBride is probably the number one option right now over MHA in that Cardinals offense. Debo, what's this man been up to? I haven't heard from him in a while. 2 points. Oh, God. Oh, yikes. Yeah, maybe Debo's hurt. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's been pretty quiet last couple weeks. Calvin Ridley getting outscored by NWI. Um, yeah, this is looking real rough for Eggs. If Bucky doesn't play, oh, he's practicing. Oh, Bucky's practicing. Okay, so Bucky's gonna play. Um, all right. Well, yeah, that's huge for Rags. The Bucky. If Bucky didn't play, this would be a done deal. But Bucky and Gorendo, that's something. I don't know. Does it get the blood flowing down low for you, Rags? I don't know. I don't know. Very heavily reliant on the Buccaneers this week. Kicker, defense, RB, all for the Buccaneers. Herbie needs to have a much better week than last week. Put up 7.98 against the Falcons, only threw for 147. Um, yeah, he's gonna have to do better against the Chiefs defense, who actually gave up 340 yards to Aiden O'Connell last week. So maybe Herbert can bounce back in prime time on the road. But yeah, we're going Nav here. Uh, even if Neighbors plays, I don't know how Rags can win this one. I have no idea. I don't know the path to victory here. Someone enlighten me if there's a path to victory. Maybe it'd have to be like some crazy fantasy luck that gets Rags the dub here. And even if Rags wins, he has far less points for than Neil. So yeah, he's got like 50 less points than Neil. So even if Rags wins, somehow, even if his team wins, he could still miss the playoffs. Um, so yeah, that's week 13. Coming up on the playoffs soon. I'll do a playoff preview next week. The Chubba Troopers, one seed locked down, can rest their starters this week, maybe even next week. It's basically what ADV is doing. Will he win it all? Been a while since ADV was relevant. 2020, I think, was the last time he made the playoffs. Um, yeah, we got some familiar folk at the top. We got Wes. We got Dr. Unlucky. I think Jason's been in the playoffs maybe recently. So we got some familiar folks there, but we got some Buzzboy, I guess one of his first playoff game ever in the history of the league last year against Nav. Um, he's had a really good season. He's got some really, really good firepower on the squad. Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers. Wow. Dick's definitely a guy you don't want to face in the playoffs, I don't think. Uh, Pretty scary. Chuba Troopers. Looking a little sketch. Jaden Reed 0 point. I don't know. I don't know, man. Obviously, the running back core here is what has been carrying them. Majority of the season, you got James Cook, Chuba Hubbard, and Jonathan Taylor, probably the best in the league right now. Those three guys. But the rest of the roster, I mean, yes, you got Justin Jefferson, but like the depth here, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bo Nix, Bo Nix over Patrick Mahomes, I think. Who knows? AV always got that voodoo magic up his sleeve. Um, but yeah, we'll do a full-on playoff preview next week. Um, yeah, and it'll be oh, this is week 14. What am I talking about? I've been saying week 13 this whole time. Week 14. I correct myself. This is last week before the playoffs start, before the toilet bowl starts. Very important toilet bowl this year. Um, yeah, I'll do a playoff preview for week 15. We got the wild card round. Got some interesting matchups. I think Daniel and Jason are basically locked into playing each other no matter what happens. And on the other side of the bracket, you don't see the black bracket on desktop. Well, on the other side of the bracket has not been determined, but we'll get the loser of Wes and Richard against one of these three guys. Most likely the Cavalry, but you never know. Never know. So yeah, I'll do a full-on playoff preview next week. And yeah, signing off. Thanks, guys.